Students, let's first come to know about magnetic force. The force exerted by a magnet is called magnetic force. It's on page number 72. You can see one picture of a magnet. Yes, now magnet always has two poles, the north pole and the south pole. Whether it may be of any shape, it always has two poles. Also, it is of different types. Some magnets are rod shaped, some magnets are disc shaped, circular shape, some magnets are U shaped. So there are different types of magnets. These are the magnets which exert force. They release some kind of force. You must have observed, if you take a nail or if you take the magnet closer to the iron rod, it gets attracted towards it, right? So that is called the magnetic force. Next one is frictional force. Dear students, you all must have experienced riding cycle, right? When you ride a cycle and suddenly you press your brakes, you use your brake, what does happen? When immediately you are using brake when riding cycle, that time the cycle stops. So this is a type of force which acts opposite to the direction of motion, right? When you are cycling, you are going in particular direction. And when you apply brakes, that time the cycle immediately stops. So that is one type of force. So this is frictional force. Now why is it frictional force? For any kind of motion, it does not remain for continuous period. Okay, whether you play with a ball or you slip down by something, or sometimes you ride a cycle, you ride a motorbike, at certain period after some time you will stop. So there is one type of force called as frictional force which acts opposite to the direction of the motion. So that is the frictional force. One picture is shown on the textbook page number 73 of a carom board. When you strike a striker, after some period of time, after 3 seconds, after 4 seconds, after 10 seconds, the striker will stop. Now why will it stop? It is due to frictional force. Frictional force always acts opposite to the direction of its motion. Therefore, it stops. Have you ever experienced falling down when the peel of a banana comes below your leg, comes below your feet? Yes, so that is because of when the force is not acting, the force is not present at that time to stop you, to make you balance. So due to that, you fall down. Why does it happen? Sometimes there is a slippery place. Yes, when a banana peel comes under your feet, that time it is slippery. So when there is a slippery place, a slippery position, that time the frictional force does not act. And due to the frictional force is not present, you immediately fall down. Next one is electrostatic force. Static electricity is produced on materials like rubber, plastic, and ebonite due to friction. The force exerted by such electrically charged material is called electrostatic force. One simple example of electrostatic force is when you take some pieces of paper and you use your comb, rub your comb on your hair, and immediately you bring the comb closer to the pieces of small papers. What will you observe? You will observe that the pieces of papers get attracted towards the comb. Now why does it happen because of comb? Only for comb. Since comb is prepared of plastic. Plastic, rubber, ebonite, these are the things which can produce electrostatic force. This is also called as static electricity. It will not take place for wood. If you take wood, you rub it on your head and you try to attract the pieces of papers. No, it happens only for plastic, rubber and ebonite. These are the 6 types of force we have studied in this lesson. Now let us study about combined force. When an action is taking place, various types of forces act on the object in question. You might have seen a roller coaster or the juggling of the soil board on the seashore. A variety of forces act together in these cases. Students, combined force means when two or more forces of different type act on a single activity, on a single work, on a single process. For example, when cycling a bicycle, you will experience that your leg after some time starts paining. That is because of the muscular force is applied on the cycle while cycling, right? Also, when a cycle is cycling, when you ride a cycle, the mechanical force is used by the machine. Correct? So that is two forces are acting on it. Also, the third force called as the frictional force acts on it towards the surface of the ground. After some time, when you stop pedaling, the cycle will go at a certain place at a certain distance and immediately it will stop, right? So when you cycle a bicycle, there are three different types of forces: muscular force, mechanical force and frictional force, right? So same way like a cycling takes three different types of forces, so many different things when you do certain activities, it takes so many different types of forces with it for the completion of the process. So that is called as the combined force. Thank you.